Hello, work wives and wifey. Welcome to another episode of Dear Work Wives. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Emily.
And how are you doing?
I mean, we just had a whole intense conversation before we hit record. So, I'm still carrying that energy and I'm feeling feels right now, but I'm going to put it aside because when this episode airs, it's your birthday. So, today is your birthday.
Oh, is
Happy
it?
birthday.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Thank you so much. I love being in the future,
Yeah.
2 weeks out, right?
Happy birthday to you today as this is airing. Isn't that exciting?
Thank you. You know, you're really a next level friend because it's one thing to remember someone's birthday. It's another thing to remember someone's birthday in the future. It's not even here yet, but you know that this goes live and that it's my birthday on this day. So,
Right? I'm a good friend,
yeah.
even
It's
though I'm
very,
kind of a grumpy biatch sometimes.
it adds
To some charm
flavor, yeah,
to your life.
to my life.
I'm like
Yeah.
a Garfield sometimes, a little bit of a grumpy cat. So we will debrief how your birthday went on another episode, but I know it's going to be great. And we already celebrated in Disney World somehow, I'm sure. So can't wait to talk about that too.
We went to Disney World, so that's my birthday gift.
Yeah.
So today's episode is semi-themed, more of a yay or nay type of episode.
Perfect.
Which I'm hoping brings some controversy between us,
good.
you know?
Finally, I just posted one of those clips or scheduled one of those clips too. Being like, we need to fight.
We need to fight.
Maybe not today though. So I don't know. We'll see because we might actually fight.
Well, I got this idea because my brother posted something on LinkedIn that I thought was an interesting commentary or take.
Yes.
You did?
I did, yes.
And so I wanted to start with that, and we'll yay nay that, and then we'll yay nay some stories about some
perfect
other things that happen in the workplace.
Let's do
and
this.
Whether or not we're for it or against it. So my brother, you can find him on LinkedIn, Mark Dorison. He's probably please don't push my social media on your podcast.
My brother commented on one of our Instagram posts if you've been looking for my brother after our talks. So he gave us some legal advice based on labor laws in Canada. So
that was so nice.
The brothers are showing up for their sisters.
Brothers are really shining.
Yeah.
Okay. So he said, potentially controversial take. I'm a leader who believes that having cameras on is the most beneficial team building tool for remote teams. Hear me out. Before the pandemic, before remote teams were the norm, I co-ran a successful, fully remote team for a decade. The key to our success when we had employees spread across the world, connection, establishing it and maintaining it. And since daily in-person contact was not possible for our global team, we relied heavily on technology to forge relationships that spanned time zones. One piece of the puzzle was defaulting to having cameras on during video meetings, both internally and with clients. For us, it wasn't just about seeing each other's faces. It was about creating a sense of community and presence, connection. Research has shown that having cameras on helps people who can't physically be together read each other's body language, react in real time, and create a more engaging and collaborative environment. Now, I have never made cameras on an edict, and exceptions always apply. But if you can lead by example, then having cameras on by default will become an essential tool for your team's success. What do you think? Do you get Zoom fatigue, or are you a visual connector too? So I loved this thought line of thinking just because, we work on Zoom a lot, and both with our team and our clients. And I've even been trying to get our clients to be that. I would say that they're less camera on. Our team is mostly, for the majority, everyone's camera on during meetings and stuff. If someone's camera off, they're usually communicating why. And it's the exception, not the norm.
Yeah. Maybe they're driving or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with clients, I've found that like a lot of them like to be like camera off because maybe they're distracted doing other things and they want to be like listening in as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I've really been trying to like push the camera on because it's really hard for me to coach someone or have a conversation with someone with camera off. I think that like having camera on creates safety in that environment, where you may not know like what someone else is doing, or like, are they focused on me? Are they completely distracted? Is there someone else in the room? Like, who am I even talking to? Right. Like having that connection is, I think, really important. So I don't know that like cameras on would be like mandatory, but I do think that cameras on is an absolute like connection tool. And I just wonder if other teams are camera off, like do teams do camera off? I
I think
can't
a lot of
imagine.
people do camera off, honestly, especially on
Yeah.
bigger teams. I don't like coaching clients when I have my camera on and their camera is off. I think that that's weird. It's my
It
least
feels
favorite.
vulnerable.
Yes.
Like, where am I supposed to be looking?
Yeah.
And what are you
What are you
doing? Like,
doing?
it just,
Yeah.
yeah, it just feels like I'm not the focus. And then I get distracted.
Yeah. So if I ever join in a coaching call or a sales call and they're like, "Oh, I can't have my camera on," then I'll turn mine off too.
Ears off.
Yeah. Because then it's really just a phone call, and for years and years and years, like business was done over the phone and you couldn't see the
Hmm.
people. And so that's fine. It's essentially just a phone call.
I hate phone calls. Isn't that weird?
No, I don't
Oh.
like phone
Like, I don't
calls.
mind a Zoom call. Like, I would much rather like Zoom call someone than phone call someone.
Yeah.
I don't know why like it should be easier to phone call someone, but I like
Seeing them.
seeing them.
Yeah. I think that's just what we're used to. I don't mind. I don't like doing like video off calls with clients or sales calls, or if I'm talking to a vendor. It's not my preference, but I'm definitely not going to be the only one on camera. So if they turn their camera off, then mine is going off. But I
Mm.
don't mind a phone call with the right, like with a vendor, especially.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't call people ever, but
Right. Right.
I understand people being not wanting to be on camera when they just need to talk through something. I don't think you necessarily have to be on camera. I just think you need to establish it's either all on or all off. It's weird to me
Yeah.
when some people are camera off and some people are camera on. And I'm like, if you're in this meeting and your camera's off because you're working on something else, and you don't need to be in this meeting, just catch the replay.
Correct. Right. Like, and that's to me of like, if we're here in this meeting, like be here in this meeting or get off the meeting, like, because I want us to be efficient. And if you're doing other things or if you're
Mm-hmm.
not focused, and I feel like having cameras on requires us to focus, right? Because I can see what you're doing now.
Yeah.
See
When
if
you
you're
join
distracted.
when you join a webinar, do you have your camera on or off as a participant?
A webinar. So if it's like I'm getting trained by someone else, but it's
Yeah.
like a Zoom meeting format where like
Yeah.
cameras can be on.
Yeah.
Um, typically camera on, like once I get settled, I'll put my camera on
Yeah.
because I guess the same reason I would want someone to do that for me, like if I'm presenting, but it'll also help me pay better attention if
Because you're
I
being
have my
watched.
camera on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm being watched now. And like, you're also probably more likely to get called on if you have your camera on.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're more likely to pay attention. This is my
Yeah.
line of thinking of like, why,
It's
like
like
if
a
I
safety
didn't want to
net.
get called on, like if I wanted to just like be a
Listen in.
sleuth
Yeah.
then I would be camera off and like not even put my name there, And I feel like that's what a lot of people do, even in their own team meetings. They're like, the camera off is like, don't look at me, don't call on me, I'm not going to be contributing. That's how I
Yeah.
feel in a lot of like camera off scenarios. And that's how I treat a lot of camera off people when I'm coaching or in group trainings or calls. Like if you have your camera off, like you're not the first person I'm looking at. I also assume you don't probably want to unmute and talk about it. And maybe those are bad assumptions, but it's just like usually my assumption is like you're not fully present here. You're probably doing something else. And I don't even know if you can come off mute to talk to me, you know?
Yeah. No, I
Whereas if
agree.
your camera on, I'm like, oh, you're fully engaged, participating. You can come off mute and have a conversation.
Yeah, no, I agree. I will go if I'm sitting in on a webinar or training, I'm probably eating my lunch at the same time, so I'm camera off while I eat.
Yeah,
Like I'm
fair.
doing I'm joined a group to learn about climate action, and the meetings are long and they happen at lunchtime. So I've been camera off for those.
Yeah.
And also, I did the thing though where they put people into breakout rooms and I left.
Ah!
I didn't want to go in a breakout room. I just, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to the stranger. Not today. I was just having a day.
Yeah.
So,
I get it.
and it was one of those like, we'll break out and then the call's done. I was like, okay, bye. I'm leaving then.
Yeah. Then the call is done for me.
Yeah. See ya. So anyway, I don't think this is that controversial of a take. I think that we're blessed with a team that goes camera on. And I think in our coaching clients, if they're going to be coached, they go camera on. But then I do think they go camera off when it's not their turn, which I can't really fault them for given the style of calls that we do where it's Q&A and maybe they're fourth. And, maybe they're like, I don't need to listen. I'm on this topic. I don't need to listen to someone being coached about this topic right now because I have something else I need to do. But I have to sit here until it's my turn.
Totally.
So that I understand, but when I'm talking to them and they unmute or video on, then I always appreciate it.
Yeah. And that's like different than like a team meeting where we're meant to be here engaging, right?
Yes.
What if you had people on your team that were just like always camera off people? Would you try to communicate at the beginning of calls like, hey, we should have our cameras on if possible?
I just can't decide if that's toxic or not.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, I think equitably I have to just let them live their life.
And just lead by example.
And just lead by example and hope that maybe there's a reason they don't feel comfortable turning their camera on. Maybe they don't want, there's like so many reasons that people don't put their camera on. And I can't force them to do that. So
yeah,
I won't. Usually if I go camera off, it's like because I need to sneeze or cry.
Really?
Sneeze or cry.
Sneeze or cry. Okay.
Yeah. One of those. Probably. If I come back on quickly, I had to sneeze. If I'm gone for a few minutes, I had to cry.
Is it that you don't want us to see you sneeze for some reason? Like, is that just
I don't like people seeing me sneeze. So I try to always turn my camera off before I sneeze.
Oh.
Because like, what if it's a mess? Like, what if I couldn't reach a Kleenex in time? You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't need to see that.
Yeah, true. Never thought about it.
Anyway.
I guess if I was really sick and sneezing, then that could be an issue. But normally if I'm just sneezing, it's like, it's not a mess, you know?
Well, we'll see.
Oh my God. Okay. Next, yay or nay.
Okay.
Quitting your job because your politics don't align with the leaders of the organization.
Yay.
So this was a story about like difference in politics, a good reason to quit. So I work for a nonprofit and a bunch of people in my department want to quit and start their own organization because the higher ups don't want to donate to certain nonprofits because doing so would show they're in support of certain political causes, and they may not get money or donations from people that do not approve of certain political, causes or issues. So do you think that's like enough reason for someone to quit is if they misalign with political?
100%. Especially in a small organization.
Mm-hmm.
Million trillion %. I think that's a great reason to leave.
Peace
and
out.
Corporate, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would be really hard for you to work for an organization like Chick-fil-A and be pro LGBTQ rights because they're actively not. You know what I mean? Like, it feels to me like,
Yeah.
but then that's like a huge corporation and you're just like, I'm just here to make a paycheck. You know what I mean? But on a small team or in a nonprofit where you're already working at a nonprofit because you're clearly very, very mission and values driven,
Mhm.
people don't work at nonprofits for the money, you know? I
Yeah.
can absolutely see leaving because you're not in alignment with your leaders and essentially then the direction the nonprofit will take.
What if, so in this instance, like, what if the higher ups are not necessarily politically different, but they're willing to kind
Acquiesce.
of not say what their political affiliations are so that they can get donations from organizations that are maybe politically different? Like, what if had the same political beliefs as your CEO or as the
Mhm.
founder, but the founder was willing to be like, we're not going to share our political beliefs because we want money from this organization.
I guess it depends on what our like what line we're drawing. Like, what are we talking about here? Are we talking
Right.
about
Like
like
the issue that
human rights?
matters to you.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I also am like, I love the idea sometimes of scamming money out of people who would,
That's what I'm thinking.
but at the same time, like if sometimes we're saying nothing is if the organization is not speaking up on an issue that they should be because of their cause in fear of losing donations, then no, I don't think that that's the right road.
Yeah. Dang. I agree with you. So again, we're at a standstill here.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because I think like it would depend on the issue. Like if it was something that was like really important to me versus something that I'm like, I don't really know much about that, or like it's not one of my big five in terms of, things that light me up as it relates
mhm.
to politics. That like if it was not one of the big issues, then maybe I could just do my job and not care what financial decisions the founders or the higher ups are making in order for us to get money that we need in order to do our mission. And I also think it would depend on like what is our mission and how focused am I on, like, or how passionate am I about that
Mhm.
to receive funds from someone that I may disagree with, like I may be willing to, maybe there are things that we can agree on, even though there are things that we don't agree on. I think a
Yeah.
lot of the political world has become very polarized. Like you're either this or that, you're either black or white. And it's like, well, maybe we do both agree that like this cause is really important, even though we disagree on this other one, like
Yeah.
I think it could be both, right? And so maybe it's even instead of these people leaving, maybe it's having conversations with the higher ups of like, hey, this is really important to us, or like this cause is really concerning to us that you're backing this, donor, or like, what are they doing about this? Or if this
Right.
is really controversial for us, like, is it really worth it to take that money? Or is it maybe even understanding the end game of the founders could alleviate a lot of issues potentially,
Yeah.
or it could enlighten and give you clarity that actually this is in complete misalignment with my values and I do want to leave and start something else on my own. But
Yeah.
starting something else on your own is also not that easy. So just be mindful of that, especially like a nonprofit. Like it's a lot of work to get people to give money. So I could also like, because I've worked with, I'm on the board of a nonprofit and I've worked with nonprofits in the past, like it is a lot of work to get people to donate to your cause. And so I could see being conflicted if like someone that had different political affiliations than you was like, we're going to give you $2 million for your cause. I can't imagine turning that down,
I think it's really layered because if their actions with their own are in direct opposition of like what you're you know, maybe I'll give you this
They wouldn't be
money.
giving you money then, probably,
I
you
mean, you
know?
say that, but like Nestle is sucking up all the clean water, but then also trying to make it right.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's like more of a PR type of
Exactly.
move.
You
Yeah.
know, so I guess it would really. This is like it feels very nuanced for sure, and I don't think we have enough
Mhm.
specifics to say it's always right or it's always wrong. I could absolutely see situations where it would be I would leave in a second, and I can see situations where I would say, "Sucker, I'll take your money," you know,
Yeah.
and I'll spend it on
Yeah.
everything that you hate, you know.
Yeah. But then, like, generally speaking, politics. Number one, do you talk politics at work? Like, is that a yay or nay for you? And would you leave if you found out that someone had a differing opinion than you in the political
On certain
world?
issues, yes, there are certain
What if it was
issues.
just a peer and not like a higher up? Does it matter to you that it's like, oh, the leader, like they have more weight in terms of what their values are and needing to align with them?
If they're making decisions for the company based on those values, then yes, I would leave. If
Hmm.
it's a coworker, I don't think so. I would probably just think that they're dumb. I mean, depending on the where it falls on the spectrum of things that I care about, you know, if it's a huge thing
Yeah.
for me and they're very vocally anti it, I mean,
Yeah.
sparks are gonna fly and we're gonna have to duke it out, and one of us is gonna have to leave because I'm not gonna work with
Right.
someone who spews hate speech or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
doesn't think that I get full rights as a human being. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that would be like if management was unwilling to make it a safe environment for me to work in with this person, then I would leave.
Okay. Fair. Okay. This is more of like this is like being on a date and them talking about their ex,
Okay.
but in the work situation. So yay or nay to talking about your ex. So it says boss frequently talks about previous person that was in my role. So my boss frequently compares me to the previous person in my position and always says how this person was so amazing. What do I do? Like, is this a yay or a nay to talk about the ex?
If it's in the context of like this person was incredible and you suck, then no. But if it's just a genuine, oh, they brought a lot of value to the company and you know, I enjoyed working with them, then whatever, it's fine.
Hmm.
Like you're gonna
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I feel like this person is like they're comparing them to the old person, and so it feels like a nay. It feels like they're trying to communicate maybe about your performance, but by comparing you to someone of the past, which is not
Yeah.
helpful or like an easy pill to swallow. Like, I don't want to be compared to someone else. I want you to tell me how I can do better. Like,
Right.
you don't need to compare me to this person to give me constructive feedback, you know, like just
Yeah.
tell me what I could be doing better. You don't need to say, oh, well, Emily used to do this.
Yeah. I think the key is you need to compare people to the standards of the role. And
Yes,
Emily may have set those standards, but you
but
just
it
need to
doesn't matter.
remove her name from the conversation and just say this is the expectations of the role of the like this is how the level we need you to perform at because this is
Yeah.
standard, and then just leave
Yeah.
out the name of the person.
Yeah.
So I guess it's an A. If it's in comparison, it's an A. Instead of just like, oh, they were so great, they created all this cool stuff for us.
What
Like,
about when you're in a romantic relationship?
so funny
Don't ever
story.
bring them up?
I
Or
wouldn't know because James was my
are
first
you the
serious
first?
boyfriend.
Oh my
He
god.
was my first
So
serious boyfriend. He had a couple girlfriends before me because he's ancient. He's quite a lot older than me. He's not. He's like 6 years older than me, but I like to give him shit for it. So he had a couple of serious girlfriends before me. So, but he won't he doesn't talk about them at all. I try to pry it out of him, and he's like,
You do?
he's like, there's no, I just want to, I'm just curious, like, tell me about James in a relationship at 20 or 21, because
Yeah.
I started a relationship with him when I was 21,
Yeah. So you're like, what was that like?
Yeah.
And why do you ask, like, why did you break up? Or like, what
Yeah, like,
did you
tell
like
me,
about
like, were you in
her?
love? Like, I have asked if he was in
Yeah.
love, and I'm pretty sure he's, I think the standard answer is like, yeah, like, I thought that's what I thought
At
love
the time.
was, but it's
Yeah,
clearly
yeah, yeah.
not.
Right. When I met you, then I knew
Yeah.
what real love was.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think obviously we never talk about our exes in the sense of this person was so great and why are you not like them?
Why don't you do this better?
Yeah.
Fair. All right, I have one more yay
Okay.
or nay. And it's about like company uniforms.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, okay, so HR got mad at me for not wearing our company logo shirts. So, backstory, I work hybrid, so I only come into the office like every Wednesday, and some Wednesdays I don't need to come in at all. So I think it's like really sporadic.
Mhm.
And on Wednesdays is like shirt day. They're supposed to wear their uniform shirt on
Yeah.
Wednesdays. Said I forgot, and my HR noticed, and she was visibly upset with me for not wearing the shirt. She didn't say hi to me. Like, she was asking if there was any reason I did not wear the shirt. She's like wondering, is this normal? Are we yay, nay on mandatory pink shirt day or uniform shirt day? Like, on Wednesdays we wear pink, and if you don't, then you're going to get the side eye.
So I think we might disagree on this one because I think I side with HR.
You want a uniform.
I think if Wednesday is uniform day and that was communicated and agreed upon, then Wednesday's uniform day.
Yeah.
Wear your uniform. Like, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. It also just seems a little silly to like get in trouble and be upset over it. But like, okay, if it is uniform day, like, just wear it.
Everyone else had to wear the uniform. You also only work one day a week. Just have it clean and wear it. Keep it in your car if you forget, you know?
I honestly love uniforms. Like,
me too.
I wish I had more uniforms for Clockwork that I liked, because now that it's getting into summer, like, the one thing that I love to just wear everywhere in town is my crew neck sweatshirt.
We
Run
need
like Clockwork. It's like, it's advertising.
Mhm.
It's an easy throw on. It's cute. People, I like it.
Wait till we get
I don't have to think about
ones.
it. I can still look kind of professional even though I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Which is what I get jealous about men about. Like, whenever I go to like networking events or things like that, they'll wear like a nice polo or even a t-shirt with their logo on it, and they look completely presentable. If I wear a t-shirt with my logo on it, I look like a trash bag, No,
like, you have to wear it with a skirt or with jeans and a blazer,
Yeah, I gotta do it up cute, but I also don't have like a cute fitted, which maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to get like cute fitted shirt with our logo. And we need another sweatshirt, but I love being able to just throw that on and still be professional ish, and like be able to show up for a meeting in my sweatshirt, but like, it's a Run Like Clockwork sweatshirt, so it's fine.
Yeah, I wish that we had, when we did boot camp forever ago and we got shirts made for each day, that was the best day, the best time of my life, when we could just wear, I knew exactly what to wear. It was glorious. Yeah. I'm team
think uniform. About it. We're matching each other.
Yesterday we were accidentally matching. So cute.
Oh, I loved it. So we're instituting uniform Wednesdays.
Okay. Perfect. But no, we absolutely need this person. It's just
wear your shirt.
Wear your shirt. Just
put it in your car. Even.
That's what I'm saying. Wash it, wear it, wash it, put it in the car. So if you forget it, it's there. I don't know what their company is. Maybe they do a lot of client stuff. Maybe, maybe they have people come into the office. And so maybe they're very client facing, and to be the one person who's not, it just
wouldn't you be embarrassed? Like if I got there and everyone else was wearing the shirt and I wasn't, I would be embarrassed and I would be apologetic. The HR wouldn't have to like ice me out. I would be like,
I'm going to get my shirt.
Oh my God, I forgot my shirt. I'm so sorry. Like this will not happen again. Like I'm so embarrassed. Like I would be like, and maybe that's just the Enneagram 3 in me that like wants to fit in, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
did you watch this season of Southern Hospitality on Bravo?
No.
Okay, well, anyway, they have dresses because they're the VIP hosts in this bar, and they have to wear dresses on certain days. And one of the managers told a girl the wrong dress, and so she showed up everyone was wearing blue, and she showed up in pink, and she had to go and change. Because that's how all their clients or their customers can tell who's working based on their uniform.
Right.
You know?
Well, we can share this because this will be live already, but we have an event called Camp Clockwork, and we're literally going to be hosting a summer camp in October for adults, entrepreneurs and teams. Leaders. But we're getting uniforms for our staff because everyone needs to know that like we are the staff, that we are the people you can come to if you have a question, right? So yeah, I think you just need to buy 2 shirts and you need to put one in your car as the extra. And then you wear the other one. And then when that's clean, you put that in your car and never come to Uniform Wednesday without your shirt again.
Agreed. Cool.
Well,
we agreed on everything again.
Yeah, I need to do some harder ones, I guess.
But I don't know. I was thinking about that. I genuinely don't know what we wouldn't agree on.
I don't know, but I'm on a mission to figure it out now. The problem is we have a lot of shared values, which in a work setting and working together is really great. But in we need to disagree on something, it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah, or just have different, like, we just don't even have different opinions on things.
Have we molded into the same person? Like, what's going on?
The only time we disagreed was when we were recording at Podcast Movement, and it was about the time off request. Remember we were in the booth?
Yeah.
And even though I said I would move mine, but she doesn't have to, you know? So it was like only a half disagree. So I really need people listening to give us some stories that you think that we would disagree on. I think the situation is going to have to do with something around a boss not meeting expectations.
Oh,
you know?
Yep.
Like having
Why don't you submit one about me? You should submit one about me
anonymously and see what your take is.
Yeah, and then we might disagree.
And then be like, so surprise when there's an anonymous submission next week. It's
and it's the exact scenario that's happening in our business.
Yeah.
You're the problem, Adrienne. Yeah, like, and then maybe it'll be good therapy for us of like me reflecting on it from a third party standpoint, you know?
Yeah, and vice versa.
Me. It's about me.
You need to submit one about me then too.
Okay.
It's going to be, I have a team member who's really good, but she's really, really emotional. And I can't.
What do I do?
I don't know how to navigate it. That's what it's going to be.
And then yours is going to be, I have a boss and she's really chaotic. She has all these ideas and they're really frustrating.
See, that doesn't sound that bad though. It's like, you know what I mean? The problem is
yours doesn't either.
I know. Anyway. Okay, well, you can find us in all the places. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Dear Workwives. You can submit your story at dearworkwives.com. And you can go to Instagram today or Facebook, but whatever platform you use, and go to Adrienne Dorison and wish her a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Right. See you next Tuesday.